Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes podcast. I'm bertlepore. He's damianmontecarlo. We're hanging here with angrymiked, and we talk about music, movies, and so much more.
All right, we're back with another episode, Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes, episode 108, I think.
Yeah, 108.
It is 108. So, we've had a couple of weeks off. Bert was away in the Bahamas getting his suntan. You could tell.
I was in the mental institution.
He was very tan. Mike was in a mental house for. But we're going to do our year-end album. Wrap up. We each picked five. Top, we each individually think our top five favorite albums of the year, and we'll go in order and talk about each one, and maybe turn some people on to some things they haven't heard yet, or maybe agree or disagree or whatever. But
yep. So let's just get right into it. Damo, what do you got as your fifth pick?
For my number five, there's a guy. He's in a band called the Biters, who I loved. I've been a big fan of his. He's a great writer. His name's Tuksmith, and he put it out. He has a new band called Tuksmith and the Restless Hearts, and they're supposed to be the opening act to that Motley Crue Def Leppard tour, but the record label didn't want to release the album until the tour started, and kept on getting delayed for 2-3 years. So he got into some dispute, and he won't believe in the label. So he had to record a new album. So that album never got released. So he wound up recording and writing new songs. So he just put that out like a couple months ago, and it's called Ballad of a Misspent Youth. There's 8 tracks on it, and everything he does is always in line. Like nothing is like strays from what he's done in the past. And it's a great, if you're into like 70s rock, like Kiss, Thin Lizzy, AC/DC, David Bowie, like 70s rock, it's right in line with all that stuff. Real catchy songs. It's just rock and roll. It's not hard rock, it's not punk, it's not whatever, but it's
straight rock.
Straight up rock. And
now, is your
it's a great
one of your tracks that you like a lot? What's your go-to track?
Let me see. There was one.
A recommendation.
Girls on the East Side of Town. Sounds like it could be a Thin Lizzy tune.
Nice. Now, I don't know if you realize, but when we did this, I don't think it was last year, it might have been the year before that, Tuksmith made your list on that too.
Yeah. Well, he only released it was like an acoustic EP.
Yes.
He put out, and he had this record that was like a full-length album that he recorded, but it never came out. It's like shelved, and the label, when they dropped them or when he left or whatever, they wanted too much money for him to buy the record, so he just said fuck it.
So they just shelved the record? Yeah.
Well, he didn't he didn't want to wait around. The Motley Crue tour got delayed 3 years,
right.
So he was like, they don't want to release the record until that tour was going. So they were just going to sit on it for 2-3 years. So he was getting restless, I guess. He was just like, fuck it, I want to get out of this,
That's crazy. So he did all that recorded the record.
Yeah.
The tour got delayed.
Rob Cavallo was like a huge producer.
Mm-hmm.
So
now it's just sitting on the shelf. Just wait. Maybe down the line he'll get it, but that sucks,
maybe
man.
eventually he'll be able to buy it. He'll get the money to buy it, but yeah, it sucks.
Okay, so one more time, Tuksmith, and what's the album called?
Ballad of a Misspent Youth.
There you go, Tuksmith on Damian's number 5. Mike D, what's your number 5 for this year?
I'm going to go with one of your favorites. I'm going to go with Ghost, Imperia. I don't even know how to say that. How do you say that? Imperia. Yeah, I mean, I think we covered Ghost before. We reviewed the album, and it's kind of even hard for me to even give you a standout track at this point, because I got to say, I'm old and I ain't got time for tracks in my head.
Mike just listens to full-length records.
I just put the record on and that's it.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a way to do it.
Yeah.
That's
the one good thing about vinyl. You just listen to the whole thing, you know, there's like a one whole thing instead of skipping song, because nobody's skipping fucking vinyl tracks,
Right. It's a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the ass.
Well, you can, but
it's a pain in the ass.
I don't know how people used to.
That's a great record.
So Mike goes with
the,
Ghost.
A large crease, a
Huh?
large groove.
Oh,
You
yeah.
look for the large groove, and
It's a pain in the ass. Okay, so my track 5, well, my record 5 for this year, there's some good ones that didn't make the list, but I'm going to go with Megadeth, The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead. Man, this record gets better and better each listen. We did do an episode about the album on our podcast, and man, it's a solid Megadeth record. It's heavy, it's hooky, it's got the classic Megadeth sound to it. Notable tracks for me: Night Stalker, Sacrifice, Soldier On. I give it 3.5 stars, which, look, got to remember, anything over 2.5 is good. 2.5 is, middle of the road. So 3.5, which is a pretty high rating. So number 5, Megadeth, The Sick, Dying, and Dead. Damo, what you got at number 4?
Number 4, I have an independent band, indie band. And actually, I mentioned them earlier, the Biters, who Tuksmith came from. Well, his guitar player has his own band, and it's called the Ravagers, and they're based out of Baltimore. And they put out a record this year called the Ravagers. That's the name of the band, and the album title was called Badlands. And man, it's just a fucking killer punk and roll, fucking kick your teeth in record, man. The songs are so like fucking catchy, and they put out a killer video. The standout track is called Shake the Reaper, and they did a killer video, man. You got to check it out. It's really, really well done, and the song is man, just a fucking banger. Like killer hard rock punk, definitely got like a punk vibe to it, like Take No Shit punk, not sloppy, just like great hard rock with a punky vibe. And highly recommend it. The album is incredible. Produced really well, sounds great. If you like that hard hitting, in your face, kind of stuff, I highly recommend this one.
Any standout track for you?
Yeah, the one song I mentioned, Shake the Reaper. Which
I love the title, man. Shake.
Yeah,
it's
a cool, really cool video.
I want to check it out.
You got to check it out. It's done really, really well, and the song is fucking great.
The Ravagers, yeah. And man, that Tuksmith clan, the Biters clan, is making an impact on Damian's. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, I've been a huge fan of that band, and I was really disappointed that they never really broke. But Tuck went his own way, and the guitar player went the other way, his own way. Actually, I think Tuksmith produced that record for them. So there's definitely, there's definitely still cool, and help each other out and do shows together and stuff. But it's a fucking great record.
Nice. So that's 2 I got to check out, because I haven't heard either record. I haven't heard the Tuksmith record or the Ravagers record.
I think you'll like the Ravagers. It's more your speed, I think.
Nice. Cool. Mike D, what do you got at number 4?
I'm going with this is my abstract pick.
No,
I'm going with blackmidi, Hellfire.
Okay.
Who is it?
And the band's called blackmidi, and the album's called Hellfire. And I don't even know how to describe this. It's first you might say it sounds a little primacy, and it goes into Tom Waits territories. It goes into heavy rock places, jazz, and it's more of a journey than just like listening like track for track. It almost seems like it's a concept album, but if you just can't listen to a piece of it, you just got to put it on whole and just go the straight way through.
It's an album. Yeah, you got to listen to the entire thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where are they from, Mike? Do you know?
I know they're from England. I don't know what part, but
okay. blackmidi.
Yeah,
that's another one.
The album is Hellfire.
So that's like
even right here.
There you go.
It's just this crazy album cover, man.
Nice.
If you can really check it out. But
and you got it on vinyl. Nice.
Yeah.
Is it a colored vinyl or is it just
No, it's a good old black vinyl.
All right.
That's a pretty I'm looking at it here. That is a pretty cool
album cover,
piece of artwork, man.
That's what I love about the vinyl, man. You could really get into the artwork of it,
Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on there. It's very colorful. It's pretty cool. I mean,
Nice.
this would make you want to buy it just from the album cover.
Yeah, which
That's
is the
what
old
kind of
school
attracted it
mentality,
to
yeah.
me because it
Yeah.
was on the Amazon Music app I listened to. So I was like, you know what? It keeps coming up. Let me check it out. This album looks kind of wild on the cover.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, guys, for number 4, for me, it's going to be Dorothy, Gifts from the Holy Ghost. Man, consistent, solid radio hit songs. Every friggin' song has this huge hook. She's got a tremendous voice. Man, I was telling Dame the other day, her stuff could be that almost like that crossover country pop. Not saying it sounds like country, but a lot of them country artists are kind of dabbling in that pop.
You could go that way.
Line. It could go that way. So the mass appeal is huge for this girl. Like, man, it just works. It just works, man. The song "Rest in Peace" is probably my favorite track, as well as "Black Sheep." It's just a really, really good pop record. You got to check it out. Dorothy, Gifts from the Holy Ghost, and I gave it 3 3/4 out of 5. Damo, what you got?
For number 3, I actually have that record. Dorothy, Gifts from the Holy Ghost, man. Fucking great, man. It is.
I don't even think I heard that one.
It's good,
man. It's so good. It's her third album. She's a fucking rocker, man.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got a great band. She looks great. She's a great performer. The songs in this record are top notch. The first song is just like it's infectious, man. It's so fucking addicting. It makes you really appreciate and love music. Like when I listen to it, that feeling you get from that first track, I want to play it over and over and over again. And I've listened to that like on my entire commute to work. I swear to God. So I got like in the morning, it's like a 45-minute commute. I listened to that track 45 minutes straight. It's so fucking good.
Same song?
Same song, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I can't even get through the entire the record because like the first 3 tracks are so good. I keep on listening to them over and over. But the first one is fucking great.
So what's it called? What's that first track called?
A Beautiful Life.
Okay.
It's, man, and she's just got like this cool, like kind of bluesy, like fucking badass bitch voice, and it's kind of haunting in some ways, but yeah, the album is so good, man. I mean, she deserves to be like a fucking like a Taylor Swift, not like, I mean, Taylor Swift is like fucking.
She does have that where she could reach that. She's such a crossover,
yeah.
I think, yeah.
Well, she's on Jay-Z's label.
Really? So that I didn't know.
What the hell, it's Rock Nation Records or something. But
wow,
man, I mean, I'm happy that they keep on, pushing her and letting her grow, because record labels don't really let artists grow anymore. It's like one and done. But this is like her 3rd album, and she's put out some EPs, and she, they keep on pushing her, and she keeps on getting bigger and bigger, like it's gradually, But
where's she from?
And this album's great.
You know where she's from?
I know she's based in LA.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I know. Didn't she play the MMR barbecue a couple years ago? Maybe. I think MMR was kind of pushing her.
Did that? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah, she's really good, dude. Like I said, I had that on my list too. And it's such a good album. Dorothy, Gifts from the Holy Ghost. Mike D, what do you got in the 3?
I'm going with Jackwhite, Fear the Dawn.
Good one.
And this was the first of the 2 albums he put out this year. And this was, I guess I did put another sort of abstract album on here, With Jackwhite, you never know what you're going to get. It could be crazy. It could just be heartfelt, Or just plain out rocking.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy's
great. This was more of like the abstract album,
Any tracks offhand that you can think of?
Yeah, you're pushing it on this one.
Same thing, Mike. Don't remember the tracks. Oh my God.
He just puts it on and chills out, man.
That's it. Puts it on. That's it. Yeah.
You get in his zone.
Funny. You have to start giving the track listing too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That barely missed my list because we only have 5 each. But it's a real good record. And the one after that, it's called Heaven Something, and that's a good record too.
Entering Heaven Alive.
There you go. And I didn't pick that one up yet, but I do got on vinyl. I do have the other one. What was it called though again, Mike?
Fear the Dawn.
Fear the Dawn. That's it. Yep.
He was on that. Remember that movie? It Might Get Loud. Came out maybe
Oh, about
10,
you
15 years
too,
ago.
or was it you two? Was that one of
Well,
you two?
it was a documentary just about 4 guitar players. It was Jimmy Page, The Edge, Jack White, and who the hell was the other guy? I forget who the fourth guy was. If there was 4, I don't know. But anyway, it just like it just it was a documentary on those guys and individually asked them how they got their sounds and everything. And really, I didn't. Oh, I think Slash was the fourth guy.
Okay.
I think it was Slash. I think I could be totally wrong, but I got so much respect for The Edge, and I fucking hated you two with a stone cold passion.
Right.
But after watching that and Jack White, I really had no opinion of him. After seeing that, totally changed my opinion on those two guys.
Jack
I got
White
so
is
much
a
respect
beast.
for them, and he gets like he'll buy like $200 cheapo fucking Chinese guitars from the 60s, and the way he gets these certain sounds out of it. He's an artist, he's
absolutely.
He's a true artist. And the same thing, we're not talking about them, about the record, but The Edge too, man. That guy just like gets all these effects, and the way he gets these sounds, like really just when you watch that documentary, it'll definitely just like change you a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, I'm very hot and cold with YouTube, so I don't know.
Yeah, but him after I saw that documentary, it really, like, I don't have such a hatred for them anymore.
Right. They're artists.
Because I listen to the music. Yeah.
But come on, you got Bono's kind of annoying.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about the sounds, the music, the guitar playing, It's, when you see how he gets those sounds and he breaks it all apart and everything, it's really interesting.
And another cool thing about the Jack White record is that the packaging is beautiful. You open it up, just like this, not an 8x10, a little smaller than an 8x10. It's got this nice picture that it gives you inside. I mean, there's a bunch of good goodies in there and all. So I like the packaging of the vinyl record itself. It looks pretty damn cool, which, I wish more artists would do that now.
Yeah.
But
right, they're charging it $20 to $25 at least.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, that's what was cool about the Kiss stuff and all back in the day, was that you got some extra goodies, the Alice Cooper stuff. You got some extra goodies in there. So when I opened that up, you're like, okay, I got the lyrics, I got this nice little picture, I got it's cool. It makes it better, it makes it more fun. Okay, for number
trinkets
3,
are always good.
Trinkets are always good. Yeah. For number 3 for me, Ghost and Para. Man. And 3, like I said, this was a great record. So the other 1 and 2 is huge for me. So it's a really, really good record. Ghost just has a fantastic sense of melody. Tobias Forge, fantastic melody, man. The songs are well crafted. Some of the key tracks for me, Call Me Little Sunshine, is just fucking great. Watchers in the Sky, I like the 20s. This guy just keeps fucking putting out great stuff. I can't wait till they have a new one out, which probably won't be this year, probably 2024 is my guess. But I would like to see where he's going next. I don't know. He's really towing that pop line still. It's so weird, but I still love it. It's the melody. The melodies are so damn good. Mm-hmm. And I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. It's that good. Damo, what you got for number 2?
Following you again.
Yeah.
I got Ghost and Para at number 2. And
all 3 of us with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my top 3, they could have been interchangeable. Like if I had to rank, rate them, it would have been like 5, 4.95, and 3 would have been 4.90 or something, because they're so close, and each day it could change, it could rotate. But man, that Ghost record is so fucking great. I mean, there's no filler songs in it. It's just really good. I mean, he writes like really good, catchy songs, and again, just makes you want to listen to it over and over again. And it gets you excited about music too when you hear an album. Like it gives you hope, that you want to see these bands grow and continue on. And what's he in 10 years into his career, and he's definitely on the right track.
There's one good thing though, they can't really break up.
Yeah, it's him, and it doesn't even matter who the other guys are.
Yeah, that's a good point, Mike.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Mike D, what you got at your number 2?
My number 2, man. This is one I didn't think I was going to like too much, and I got it on sale for like $20. I'm like, why not? One of my favorite bands, the Volta self-titled album, number 7 for them. And I knew going into this was just going to be like a poppy kind of like radio mess. But I was like, you know what? All the reviews I'm reading, it's good. I was like, let me check this out. Wow. I this is like on at least once every weekend for me for the past like 5 or 6 weeks. It's just such a chill record.
Yeah. You know, it's weird. I'm sorry. Get Mike.
Yeah. Especially compared to like their other stuff, which was like very heavy, kind of like abstract, not for everyone.
Yeah.
But this was like very cohesive. It sort of had a story to it, a little bit about the how they called the Tom Cruise guys.
Oh, the religious people, the fucking Scientology, those guys.
Scientologist, yeah. It was sort of about that case with Danny Masterson that was going on.
Okay.
And the lead singer, his wife was one of the girls that was supposedly raped by Danny Masterson.
Shit.
And like all the things that went on after that, like they were saying the Scientologists were going after them. They killed their dogs and stuff like that. So this record was sort of like a story of that.
Huh.
Wow. So very, very dark story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say,
but it's also tongue in cheek. So it's not like it's, you really
exactly
have to listen.
Real,
yeah. The way they write, it's kind of very abstract too.
But you kind of took the words out of my mouth because as far as Mars Volta goes, I'm not the biggest Mars Volta guy. They got some cool stuff. It's sometimes just too noisy for me. But like Mike said, it's abstract. But this new one, it didn't make my list, but this new one, it's way easier to digest song wise. It's more song oriented, for like a commercial.
Definitely on the pop side.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So if you haven't heard the new Mars Volta and you wasn't sure about them before, give this one a listen. It's way easier to digest than all the abstract stuff. If you like the abstract stuff, I don't know what to tell you, but for pop sense, here you go. Okay, so for me, I have a feeling Dame's going to follow me again. For me, number 2, Skid Row. The gang's all here. Man, it sounds like fucking Skid Row. It sounds like the Skid Row that I remember. It's the best thing they've done in, I don't know, since Sebastian was out. Man, this guy, it sounds like Sebastian in his prime. And if you don't know, or if somebody didn't know that Sebastian was out of that band, the common guy who just listens to the music and don't really follow it, you would think it's Sebastian Bach. Absolutely.
I thought it was at first.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mean, it's so damn good. It's so nice to hear them sound like them. Not that the other stuff didn't sound like them, but vocally it sounds like them. My favorite track is the first track, Hell or High Water. I love it. That's such a good song. Time Bomb's a good song. Nowhere Fast is a good song. The song The Lights Go On. I mean, it's just to me, it sounds like it would be in the record from, you have Skid Row, you have this record in the second, and then you have Slave for the third record. It's not as heavy as Slave, and it's a little heavier than the debut record. Really good record. Definitely check it out. Damo, let me guess what your number 1 is.
That's my number 1. That's my number 1, man. And it's just like the Dorothy record and the Ghost record, man. You listen to when you hear an entire record, right? Every song is fucking great. It just really, it does something to you. It's inspiring. It makes you fucking happy. It's and for a band that's been around for over 30 something years, and other bands should really take note. You've been around 30, 40 years. Your fans are going to go see you live. They just go for nostalgia to hear the old songs. But if you're going to put out a record, follow that same path. Put out a record that your fans think you should put out. They want to hear songs that sound like you. They don't want to hear the worst fucking thing that you could hear. I'll just use Ozzy as an example. Imagine hearing him do an interview for his new record and saying that, oh yeah, this record it sounds like I got some Post Malone, I got some hip hop in there, I got some a little bit of country, You don't want to fucking hear that from a legacy artist or band. Like, we don't want to hear you fucking sound like today. We want to hear you sound like how you should sound.
Right.
You know, like somebody else told me, it's like, yeah, we're writing new songs, and you know, a band that just got back together after so many years. The guys tell me, yeah, we just wrote these songs, and you know, it sounds like he's naming all this modern stuff. It's like, man, yeah, I don't think your fans want to hear that.
Right.
I think people want to hear what they remember you sound like. And this record, man,
it works sometimes, though.
Sounds like
Sometimes you get a new fan base, but
it's tough when you're that big, though. I mean, you could stretch your wings a little bit this side, that side, but if you have the curse of breaking big as a certain sound, once you go left or right, even though it's an artistic thing, once you go left or right, and we talked about with the Metallica, even though the songs were really big already, but the early Metallica fan base, when Load and Reload came out, and even when the Black Album came out, they were like, what the hell is this? Now, for the new fan base, it was great. And Metallica, you know, even soared higher. But it don't work for everybody. Like, we could listen to when Load and Reload came out, I was like, what the hell is this? And then now listening to them going, wow, they're great records. Maybe they're not the perfect Metallica record for me, but they're great records.
They're great records. Yes, they are.
But they're doing, you know, their last 3 records have been like their old style. They're back into their skin. You know, they're back in their comfort zone. That's what people.
It's better really produced and it's more mature.
Yeah, people want to hear the band sound like the band, not like you know. And all these bands, they all put out their, you know, in the 90s or whatever, they all put out their alternative records. And and they don't even fucking play songs from that shit. And at the time, it's like they thought maybe it was the right thing to do, but it wasn't. You know, they're going way outside of their box where they're faking it. You know, just
I don't know. Right. Load and Reload did have a lot of radio airplay.
Well, we got to kind of
they were fucking huge.
Yeah, we got to kind of X out Metallica really from that. That's
because they're the exception.
They're an exception.
But if you have all those bands,
if you have somebody like Warren,
Warren, another example.
Like say
they
Warren
put out 2 alternative records.
Yep, that Belly to Belly record's a really good record. It's just not a good Warren record.
Yeah, right. They're really good, but
yeah, I stopped after the second
fucking
cherry pie.
People don't want to fucking hear that.
Your fan base is, if you broke to that level, your fan base wants to hear what you sound like. It's all right to go a little left, a little right, but even like Kiss, I mean, look, Kiss did gain a second fan base with the 80s stuff, but the guys from the 70s, most of them were like, what the fuck is this? So,
yeah, but they did, the 70s and 80s stuff was still, it was, you know, it wasn't them trying to sound like, I don't know. I think that's a little different. I think Carnival of Souls is a better example.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
You know, that's still that's like them.
I love that record, but that's not them. You know, the only thing I could get away with, maybe the Gene stuff could have got away with. The Paul stuff, probably not. You know, like the Gene songs could just sound like Gene songs. The Paul songs sounded too much like the grunge thing, which I love the record, but it don't sound like Kiss at all, especially the Paul stuff. You know. Okay, so Mike D, what's your number one?
My number one, this is the second time on the lists. Megadeth, The Sick, The Dying, and The Dead.
There you go.
Love it, man. Love it. And I didn't think much of this one. I was like, another Megadeth, you know, another aging rock band trying to put out another album. This one blew my mind.
They're a perfect example right there. Skid Row, same thing.
Yeah,
they know what the fans want to hear. They want to hear the band sound like what they remember. You know, and that Megadeth album sounds like classic Megadeth.
Yeah, because there were a couple Megadeth records that came out that they were following the trends a little bit and didn't work.
They've been doing what Metallica's been doing. Their last, I don't know, 3-4 records are what people would expect from them. You know.
Yep. I wish they would do what Metallica's doing and put their stuff out on vinyl.
Yeah, some of it's floating out there, some's not. Yeah. But that is a good
record. They just released all the stuff, I think.
Yeah, talking about Megadeth.
Nah, we're missing like Countdown.
Megadeth. Yeah,
we're missing Rust in Peace. There's like they just never came back out.
Yeah, yeah. Rust in Peace peeks out every once in a while. I haven't seen Countdown yet on vinyl. I've yet to see that, which that'll be day one as soon as I see it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
For me, man. And I went over this list for a while, and I've been praising this band for a couple years now. And I know people like the Wild Honeys, or whatever the fuck they're called, and all that. I never really got into them. My band, out of all that,
Wild Honeys.
what are they called? What's that band called? Wild Honey. One of you guys like?
The Wild Hearts. I'm not really big.
No, the Honey band. What's the honey? Dirty Honey. Dirty Honey.
Oh, Dirty Honey.
Yeah.
Wild Honey.
The Wild Honey.
The Wild
So
Honeys. Okay.
a lot of people are digging that stuff. Me, on the other hand, Crobot. The album Feel This. This band is unfucking believable. Unbelievable. They should be huge. And I don't know if they're going that way or not, but I can't talk enough about this record. It's so damn good. It's almost a perfect record. It's my favorite of the year. Awesome riffs that sound like Soundgarden, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin. It's got all that in there. And the vocals are outstanding. It's Chris Cornell without the screaming almost. So I'm not going to say he's better than Cornell, but boy, he's right in that area. Brandon Yeagley, I think his name is. Man, every song is fucking good. There's not a bad song on the album. And Dame, I don't know if you got a chance to listen to this, but I think you would love this record.
Yeah, no, I've checked them out a little bit.
And I've seen them live, and they're unbelievable live. They're a good time live. The front man is unbelievable.
He's a showman, that guy.
He's a showman. And he sounds that good live, too.
Yeah.
Crobot, Feel This. That's the record, man. And some of the standout tracks are Dizzy. Better Than This. It's just so good. The Ballad Golden, it's so good. I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5, which is pretty damn high. So that's my go-to. Crobot, Feel This. Okay, so New Year coming out here. Anybody looking forward to any records coming out, Damo?
Actually, the new Metallica record I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to that. Mike, you too?
Looking forward to that.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. I think it's going to be like a concept album from what I hear.
Yeah.
72 Seasons, I think it's going to be called. So,
I'm sure the King Gizzard are definitely going to be putting a couple out. So,
Mike mentions King Gizzard like I mentioned Kiss. It's great.
No, not that bad. Come on, not that bad. You're wearing a shirt.
They're number 2 though.
They're up there. They're up there.
Yeah, it's
They're
the
definitely
name.
up there.
I mean, everybody loves the name.
The name, they love the name.
Once you're able to say it, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, you can't
King
stop
Gizzard.
saying it. Once you're able to say it, it's in your
Electric
head.
Wizard Gizzard.
Yeah. For me, you got the new Godsmack coming out. You have the new Metallica coming out. You have the new Avatar, which I can't wait. Check it. I
heard the song. The new tune came out today. Listen to it.
I didn't hear it. It came out today. I got to check it out.
Yeah.
Well, I friggin' love that band. And you know what's weird? Because me and Mike were actually going through the catalog together just to hear, and their older stuff is okay, but then once you get to what's the big one, Mike? The Tooth and the Claw, whatever it's called, the flesh one.
Feather and Flesh.
Feather and Flesh. When you get the Feather and Flesh on, oh my god, Dame, it's fucking brilliant because they're heavy. But when the guy sings, he's got such a different. When he's not doing the heavy stuff, he's got and it's unique. He's got a unique.
Yeah.
Like when I first heard him,
he sings on this new track. It was really good.
Dude, when I first heard him, and it was one of the songs on the Feathers of Flesh record, and I was like, boy, that sounds like a weird key. Is he in key? And then as the song progressed, I was like, wow, that's pretty neat. Like, it was really cool what he was doing. It was so different.
The first song I heard was that Avatar Country song. That was on I think like one of the video games.
Avatar Country.
I'm like, actually, I didn't like it at first. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, they pick a rock song and this is what they put on. I'm like, this is just kind of. And then the more you hear, it's like, all right, it's not that bad. But I had no idea it was them.
Yeah, and same thing.
Cool look. They got they're very showy. It'd be cool to see them like tour with Ghost or something.
Yeah.
They're both from Sweden. It would be cool.
Trip told me about them. It's the first time I heard from him was Trip. It was a couple of years ago, and he's seen them live, and he's like, dude, you got to see this band. They're unbelievable live.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I seen the picture, and I heard some of the earlier stuff. I'm like, and then but. Once I heard that record, I was like, oh my God. And I went back to some of the older stuff and it's cool, but that record on, wow. And it's like, they could be kind of heavy and fast, but at the same time, they could be melodic. They're also they really mix it up a lot. There's some parts that sound a little country. It's classical. There's so much stuff in there. And it's not like annoying. You know, some bands put so much shit and just sounds, it don't sound annoying. It's really, really good. So yeah, I'm definitely looking for the Avatar. Metallica, absolutely looking for it. The first song was really cool. The album cover, if that's going to be the album cover, it's different. It's yellow.
Yeah,
and it's totally different.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty hyped up. I'm sure there's a bunch of other stuff coming out, but I think they're like the three big. I know there might be New Merciful Fate, which I hope. There's a couple other things, but the King Diamond Merciful Fate thing, it always says it's coming out. It seems like it takes forever.
Yeah.
But
it comes out when it comes out.
Yeah. So all right, so we're going to move on. Since it's a short episode, we're going to move on to some stupid ass questions. So if you're still with us, play along. Let's see what you would do here. I'm going to start off with you, Damo. Damo, would you rather be reborn as a tree or an insect?
A tree or an insect? A tree would be pretty fucking boring, just standing there. Shit. So I'll be some insect, even if I get stepped on. I don't care.
There you
Short
go.
lifespan. Then maybe I'll come back as a tree.
There you go.
I hate bugs, man. But let me tell you, if I had to live as a tree, you know how long some of these trees live for?
Hundreds of years.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather be a bug and I'll just walk out in front of somebody's foot. Please squash me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a Dallas fan, so I guess I'll be a cockroach. So I guess I'll be an insect. That'll be fun. Damo, would you rather talk on your phone to a friend or text them? Talking or texting? What would you rather do?
I'm a texter. There's very few people actually talk on the phone. You're one of them. There might be, man. Yeah. I mean, I think 99% of the people I text.
Okay.
I don't talk. I talk to you when my niece calls me.
See, I'm in good company. I'm in good company. Mike D.
I hate texting. I really do. And it has its purposes, but you know, it takes away from the conversation. Things get lost in translation.
Yeah.
Very easy. Unless you're saying, hey, meet me here at 5:00, hey, it's good for that. But it's like if you want to tell a story or something like that, just get on the phone, say what you got to say, and that's it. Because it's probably shorter than both of you sitting there going, and that's all you see everybody doing anymore. Yeah. And they walk in the fucking walls, and they walk in the holes, and fall in sewers, and whatever.
For me, I do both. Texting's good if you really don't feel like, I wouldn't say not talking to somebody, but if you just want to kind of, I think texting's good if it's one or two things you go back and forth with. Once you get to the third or fourth back and forth, it's just so much easier to get on the phone and just figure it out. And the bad thing with texting is that, like Mike said, it gets lost in translation. We have a band text, like everybody that's in a band has the band text, and man, it just gets fucking confusing. It gets from one extreme to another, and I'm confused by the end of the text. You got 5 different things written down, It's crazy.
I don't know if you noticed, but I know Joe Mal did it because I fuck around with him because I've done it in person with him. The whole thumbs up thing. So like like Joe will always reply with like 3 thumbs ups or something.
Yeah.
So like I'll do the same thing. No, you know what he did? He did something the other day. 3 thumbs ups. Yeah, fucking rock and roll. So I did 3 thumbs ups. Like, yeah, fucking bluegrass.
Oh, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, Joe's probably going to listen, so it's good. It's funny. Joe
so his he always responds like with like a million fucking yellow thumbs, and then I was like, you know what, fuck it. Then I respond to a couple thumbs ups, and then Dan does a couple thumbs. Yeah. At that point, we're just doing it just to fuck around.
Yeah,
it's just kind of.
Or I give sometimes. If the conversation's going back so much, and I don't mean this in a bad way if you get one from me, but if the conversation goes back 1,000 times, if I give a thumbs up, it usually means I'm pretty much done with the conversation. Then you can call me if you have to, So usually after I give the thumbs up, it usually means, okay, I don't know what else to say, Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people might do that, but yeah, for me though, texting does get lost in translation, and it's almost like an email. You could really read it the wrong way. And sometimes, it gets confusing. And with the band stuff, it just gets really wacky and confusing because now you got 5 or 6 people throwing out stuff, and I'm fucking confused. But
Mhm.
I rather talk on the phone, but texting does serve a good purpose. Okay, Davo. So, would you rather spend your last day of life at home with friends and family, or somewhere you always dreamed of by yourself?
I'd probably be with friends and family.
Yeah, Mike D.
Friends and family.
Me too. I like to be loved. I need to be loved. So that's what I'm going with. Plus, I don't go that far usually anyway. Damo, would you rather go to India or Egypt?
That's kind of tough one. I mean, one of my favorite movies is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. So
that movie, you know what? Out of all those movies that gets wrecked, I actually really like.
It's funny. That's why you pick India.
My favorite one. Yeah,
that's why you would pick
you
India.
look for the Sankara stones. So yeah, I probably want to look for the Sankara stones and save the the child slaves.
Oh my god!
From the fucking Maharaji, that little fucking kid.
Damo, go to India. Wow.
Probably Egypt.
Oh, you changed. You're going to go to Egypt instead.
Yeah, I changed. I was like fucking around.
Oh,
yeah. Nobody really wants to go to.
I thought it was funny. I guess Mike D makes you Egypt
monkey
also?
brains.
Oh, absolutely.
Snake surprise.
I would like to go back though when the temples were first built and everything, just to see what it looked like.
Yeah, me too. Egypt, just because the artwork, man. I love all that Egyptian artwork. I always find that
it's a great Merciful Fate tune.
Yeah, it is a great Merciful Fate tune. Off the album In the Shadows. It's a wonderful tune. Yeah, good record. Okay, Damo. When flying somewhere, would you rather pay less and have to have more layovers, or would you rather pay extra and get there quicker?
Man, I absolutely fucking hate layovers. So I always fly direct. Once in a while, usually will work. If the flights are so much money, whoever books the flights will book me. Like a layover. But sometimes you have layovers when you don't even really, want them. Like one time, for instance, real quick, we were flying to California to LA for the NAMM show. Me and my buddy that I work with, and we always travel. Like we're the first ones there. So we board the plane. It's a nonstop flight. When we're around Colorado, they get on the loudspeaker and say, "Oh, we have to make an emergency landing because the bathrooms are not flushing."
Oh,
I'm thinking, really? Are you fucking kidding me? Can't hold it for like another hour?
Yeah, really.
So we had to make an emergency landing in Denver because I didn't realize is that you need at least one working bathroom on a plane, and for some reason none of them were flushing. So they had to make emergency landing to fix the fucking toilets on the plane, and the layover was like 10 hours. Man, I was losing my fucking mind.
10 hours.
Yeah.
Oh,
so we're
I could see that if Bert was on the plane, because his ass would stuff up the toilet with his toilet paper, wiping his ass 1,000 times, probably.
I try and avoid it. I try and avoid that plane bathroom, man.
But we're just in the airport, just waiting, or like just to kill time. Let's walk around the airport,
let's buy stupid shit. Yeah,
that'll kill 25 minutes. But so we're actually
layovers are the worst.
The cool one of the cool things is like we're walking. It's like in the afternoon, and we're in the airport, just killing some time. And fucking Kiefer Sutherland, we ran into him, and he had a guitar, and he was with somebody, a buddy of his, and didn't want to be that guy because you go up to him, and then a bunch of other people were going to go to him. So it was just a cool thing, I just walked right past him. He was like sitting down, waiting for his flight and everything. And then I looked it up on the phone, and he had a gig in Denver the night before, so it was 100% him.
Right.
But dude, that was a fucking what a terrible day that was.
You didn't go up to me like, how about those damn toilets? Here goes the little guy.
Yeah, there's a doggy.
What's the dog's name, Mike?
This is Ringo.
Ringo the Gringo.
Ringo.
Look at them ears.
Ringo.
What you doing, Ringo? Look at he wants to be
Ringo
bad.
is a good dog.
Yeah,
He looks innocent. He's not innocent.
He's bad. He's bad. All the Chihuahuas are bad, man. Mike D, would you rather pay extra, or are you going to cheap it out and just take the layover?
Oh no, I don't even like to get on planes to begin with. All right. When I'm on that thing and that lands, I'm like, you know what? I'm on vacation. Thank God I don't have to get on for another 5 or 6 days. I don't want to have to get off and get on in another hour or two. It just, I wouldn't be able to handle it. Nope. I'll pay the extra.
Yeah, I absolutely will pay the extra. Sometimes I'll pay the extra to go first class just because I don't want to deal with the nonsense. Yeah, I'll pay the extra. I was on a plane, just got back from the Bahamas a couple of days ago, and the plane ride on the back, it was only like a 2.5 hour ride. But after the first hour and a half, I get anxious. I got to get it off the plane. I start getting antsy. I start talking loud, and I had enough of it. But yeah, so that's definitely what I would go with that. All right, Damo, would you rather eat a live octopus or cow cartilage if you had to pick one?
I would eat an octopus.
A live one?
I've had I would. I mean, I've had octopus dead many times. I love octopus.
All right,
I made it. It's pretty cool. I went to the Reading terminal, bought a whole octopus. Smash it with a meat tenderizer a few times, saute it, throw it in the frying pan. It's pretty cool.
Did it look like an octopus, or was it already broken up?
It was a full fucking octopus.
The whole head, the whole round head and all?
The head and everything. Yeah. I bought an entire octopus. Yeah. It was good.
That's fucking weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever got it.
I don't think I ever seen one like that.
No, it was dead when I got it.
Oh, okay.
But it still had the whole head. The head's the weird part.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think I ever seen one in person with the head still on it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Small. I mean, medium. I don't know, medium size. I guess. I don't know.
They get pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You saw Popeye, right? When he's fighting the octopus. It wasn't that big.
Mike D, what would you go with?
Ooh, I didn't hear the second choice. What was the other choice?
Cow cartilage. Is that like
what's so special?
I don't know.
Man, I don't know.
Even if it's like tripe. Tripe is cow stomach.
I'm going to go with the tripe. I'm not going with anything
tripe?
live.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's like tripe. It's probably like tripe. You go with
nothing
the tripe?
Live. Yes.
I fucking definitely don't
that's
like
the stomach
either.
Lining.
Yeah, that's the stomach. Yeah, tripe. Yeah, I would
cooked
go
octopus. I could do live octopus. Nope.
Yeah, I think I'd go with the cow too, even though I probably wouldn't like either one. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, Damo. You got to think hard now. 2022. What was the pizza spot you've been going to the most? Where have you been ordering from in 2022 or grabbing a slice at?
We always go to a place around here in Jersey called Antonino's, and pretty good pizza for Jersey.
For Jersey. Okay. Mike D.
Definitely the Pizza Shack.
The Shack. All right, yeah. I mean, the Pizza Shack's pretty good. It's got its own taste. For me, dude, gonna love this one. Frangeli's Bakery. Awesome.
Really? They have pizza?
They have pizza. Usually on Fridays, they have pizza. You have to order it ahead of time.
Pizza.
Pizza. Yeah, John, who owns it, does his own. It's his own, like, I think it might be his grandmother's recipe. Dude,
good, huh?
Oh my God. Right, you can't get it for a couple weeks now because of the holidays, but my aunt was telling me how good it was, and I got it, and I'm like, this is unfucking believable. It's the best pizza I've had since Russo's.
Wow.
I don't know if you remember Russo's Pizza.
Yeah, on Broad Street, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, 15th, Carlisle Street. It's the
My
best
sister
pizza.
Goes to Frangeli's all the time. I have to mention that to her.
Tell her, pizza on Fridays, you got to call up like Thursday and put an order in. Damo, it's the fucking best. It's the square, nice. It's like a thicker crust. Oh my God, it's so damn good. It's my favorite.
I'll tell you, I had some great pizza the other night at my sister's house. It was my niece's 7th birthday. So she got this Sicilian pizza from this place not far from you. Enzo's. It's on 18th and
Okay, yeah, they just opened up. That's cool. I got a cheesesteak from them the other night.
new
Really
place.
good. Really good.
Well, they got a Sicilian, man. It was fucking good. It was really good. Lots of flavor. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I haven't tried
very
their
impressed
pizza
with it.
yet. I tried their cheesesteak twice. So,
Good.
you know, it's a little higher end. It's a couple bucks more, but it's worth it. There's a difference. Definitely a difference. So, so Enzo's is pretty good. Enzo's was probably my second favorite new spot. I haven't tried the pizza yet. I tried the cheesesteak twice, cheese fries, but I never tried the pizza. Yeah, so
try the pizza.
Maybe no more.
With it.
I might be on my list. It's right where Mr. Wong's used to be.
Big Wong's, or they used to be Big Wangs.
It was Big Wong's at one time too.
It was Big Wangs when it originally opened.
Yeah. Big Wangs, it was Mr. Wang, Big Wang, and and then it was an Indian place for a little bit, and now it's Enzo's. But yeah, that's a new spot. It's pretty damn good. Damo, if you had your pick, you had Dunkin' Donuts right now. Do you go for the croissant or the bagel?
I go for the bagel. I'm not a fan of the croissant. I mean, I've had them a few times. They fall apart and little crumbs all over the place. I don't got any time for that. Give me a bagel.
Mike D.
Definitely the bagel.
Yeah.
You don't feel full after you eat a croissant. It's like,
yeah, you need a couple of them.
Yeah. For me, I'll go with the bagel every time. The croissant, it's not that I don't like it. I just don't really care for it either way. Bagel, love the bagel. I eat a bagel every day. Damo, last movie you watched?
Damn, I'm trying to think. I'm watching like crime documentaries lately. I'm trying to think. Shit, what was the last movie I watched?
Wow, Damo.
I don't know.
Okay, last documentary you watched then. Last thing you watched.
Okay, the last thing I watched, I'm actually in the process of watching it now, and it's called, which I'll probably finish up tonight, and it's on Netflix, and it's fucked up. It's called Don't Pick Up the Phone.
I didn't start that yet.
It is fucked up.
What's that about?
Basically, there was a guy. He was calling around the different fast food restaurants around the country, not in just one city, around the country.
Oh, was this with the girls?
Yes.
Yes, I heard about. I just read an article about that.
Yeah, he would call up. For just real quick, he called up at McDonald's, and he said, "Hey, can I speak to the manager? You know, one of your coworkers, this girl, female." Whatever she looks, he just kind of described her. It could have been anybody. She stole money, but he said that he was a cop, right? He said, I'm a cop, and this girl you have working for you stole money, so I need to strip search and check her. So the manager actually brought the girl into this room and told her to fucking take her clothes off. And then the cop said, grab her clothes and the keys to her car and put them in her car. So she's in the fucking thing. She's fucking naked. She's got none of her clothes in the McDonald's in like this office in the back. And anyway, the dude was on the phone with her, telling her to do all kinds of crazy shit for like 2 hours. And it wasn't like an isolated incident. It wound up happening in like all over.
So he wasn't in the room with her. It was over the phone.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
Weird.
So it's pretty fucked up.
But this was like a lot of rural areas, I think, right? They were doing.
Yeah, like this one was in. It was outside of Dallas, I think.
Wait a minute, though. But does that make any sense? You're telling this person to strip down. You're over the phone with them. Why would you strip down if he's not even there? Fucking weird.
Yeah. Well,
because you know why? Because there's a bunch of people that just believe everything they hear. That's why.
But it's also like a buddy of mine at work. Because he would tell people, to do this shit. And they would say, "Get the fuck out of here!" And you're not.
It's like
and they would hang up. But the ones that would do it, they got to be fucked up to actually believe this guy and to actually follow through with it. So
crazy.
It's like this guy is manipulating fucking adults, and they must think they must be fucked up too to actually go through with it too. So it just. Man, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Well, what they were saying in the article was like people are like so willing to listen to authority that they're willing to do it because
To do it,
they feel
yeah.
like they're going to get in trouble if they don't.
Right.
But like I don't know. I'm sorry. I know right from wrong, and I know what you shouldn't do to somebody. Which would be like, look, dude, you want to do it? You come down here and you show your badge.
Yeah.
You do it. I don't have. This isn't my problem.
Right. Well, they put this one janitor on the phone that worked at McDonald's. The manager was like, he wants to talk to a man that works here. So he got on. He was like, wait, are you a cop and you want me to do this? No, you're not a cop. He hung right up. He was like, don't fucking listen to that guy.
So weird, man. Mike D, what do you got on your list? What was the last thing you watched?
The last movie I watched, The Monsters on Netflix. and the last thing I watched was I'm not going to get too much into it, but it was the real Anthony Fauci.
Oh yeah. Interesting documentary.
Very interesting.
For me, the last thing I watched was on Netflix. But it came out in 2013, but it's on Netflix now. A movie called Prisoner. Really good. Yeah, kind of mystery kind of movie, which I know both of you guys like mystery movies. It was good. It was real good. I never say the guy's name right, but what's his name played a cop? Judge Grindhole, whatever that guy's name is.
Judge Reinhold?
Not Judge Reinhold, no. One of those actors. I can't pronounce his name right. So anyway, it was really a good movie. Okay,
I've been watching a lot of TV shows and documentaries, not too much movies.
Yeah,
lately.
I try and do a little of each.
Movies suck anymore, man. They suck.
The Stallone show I've been watching actually.
I'm about 3 episodes in.
Did it get better?
Yeah,
because somebody was saying it wasn't too good.
Dude,
yeah,
I'll tell you what.
It was a little cheesy, but
you know what a crazy story this is. I'm actually watching. I'm not, I'm caught up. There's still a couple episodes left, but I didn't get to yet. But I'm caught up with they aired already. That Chippendale story with that guy.
Oh,
Steve.
is that pretty good?
Oh my God, it's great. I can't. You got to wait. The crazy part is if you read the real articles of what happened, it's even crazier. Like Michelle was looking it up, and she's like, "Dude, this is the rest of the story. Check this out." I'm like, "Oh my God."
It's on Hulu, right?
It's on Hulu.
Something weird happened with them, right? Like,
well, two things.
I remember hearing something
initially.
Ago.
It was I don't want to get too far into it, but it was an Indian guy who worked like a gas station or something. He was saving up his money. He's in America. He wanted to open up his own business. He opens up like this backgammon club, and like it does nothing. Then he opens up another club. It does nothing. So finally, he goes to like this strip joint or something. He meets up with 2 people, and one of them is that Dorothy Stratton girl who was in the movie about the movie Star 80 was about her and her crazy husband. Remember, the husband killed both of them. The girl was in Playboy, so they play a factor in it, which I didn't know. It took me when I heard the name. I'm like, okay, wait, I know this name. They played a factor. He hooked up with that sleazeball as friends, kind of, and they were going partners. And then after he did that, he was gone, and then another guy comes in and starts doing like all this, like choreography and all that stuff. And the guy kind of makes it a show instead of just like this sleazy thing. He makes it a show, and they moved to New York also, besides California, and they're starting to branch out. And the guys, the choreographer guy who's leading stuff in New York's going to all these talk shows, and the Indian guy kind of starts getting jealous because he's taking all the credit. They're calling, not even purposely. They're just saying, hey, it's like me going on the thing and saying, are you going Montecarlo? It's all Damien Montecarlo. It's like it was like that, you know what I mean? Or me taking credit for it. So the guy gets jealous, and it goes into this whole thing, but it's really, really good. Way better than I thought. You might need to see. You might need to look at a pair of boobs after it's over, but it's all good. But it's all good.
Cleanse the palate.
Cleanse the palate. But it is a good story. Okay, last question, Damien. Did you ever try a cheeseburger donut? Where they have the donuts on the outside with the cheeseburger in the middle. Have you ever tried that?
No, I never have.
Mike D.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not really into sweet and savory together.
No, not together.
Like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Mike, how about you?
I had it. It was all right. I mean, like once in a while, change things up. But it was weird because it kind of got like once that grease hit the donut, it really just kind of almost disintegrated in a certain sense. It was just like flat, but it was good. I mean, it was tasty. But
it looks heavy, like
eating
too
that
heavy
every day. probably kill you really quick.
Yeah.
So once in a while, once a year, if that. That's too much.
Yeah. I never tried it. I wouldn't say I wouldn't try. I tried maybe a piece, but it looks like too much going on for me. Way too much going on. All right, guys. So before we wrap up here, we're going to air our next show on Christmas Eve. We're going to probably do it Thursday. It'll come out on Christmas Eve before the game, and the Eagles-Cowboys game. And it's going to be our Christmas special. We're going to rank the worst to the best Kiss albums.
Oh, Mike can't wait for this one.
Oh, this is right up Mike D's alley. I've seen the scores. We also got.
We're not doing the solos.
No solo records, no live records, no compilations. It's just the straight studio records. And we asked a bunch of our friends and people we know to send in their list. Right now, I got a bunch of lists, so it's not going to be just us three. It's going to be at least 25 or more people that is going to be all thrown into this list. So it should be fun. So we'll see you guys on Christmas Eve.
The Kiss Army.
The Kiss Army.
Yeah.
The Kiss Army's out. Mixtapes and tasty cakes.
Kiss Army. Yeah.
We'll see you next week.